Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a brand new exciting deck tech for you on a very unique commander, one that I absolutely love. Yeah, if you haven't seen my episode on the Golden Pig of the most recent set, make sure you check that out regardless. Yes, that's right. It is Amalia Benavides Aguirre, a 2/2 Vampire Scout in Orzhov for just 2 mana, ward, pay 3 life. Whenever you gain life, Amalia Benavides Aguirre explores, then destroy all other creatures if its power is exactly 20. So, my goodness, this has so much potential for so many exciting things, and yes, some shenanigans as well, because yeah, it might seem like, okay, well, once we get to 20, that, explodes the board and that's it, But no, that's not how it's going to work, because we've got ways to manipulate the power of this commander to ensure that we can wipe the board again and again and again. And perhaps we've got some ways to ensure that we can make this some one-sided fun times for ourselves, where we say, hey, I'm going to destroy all creatures. Oh, wait, no, mine are safe. So, yes, I can take you out with this massive commander, with my army, and with some other ways as well. A really exciting one, and one that, well, can provide a lot of card advantage throughout the game, getting you lands after lands after lands off the top of your library in your hand, and also helping you curate the top of your library as well, while growing this commander, of course, to just insane amounts of power. So yes, as you can tell, I'm quite excited about this one. If you're excited about this one as well, make sure you check out that deck list link in the description below. Every single card in this deck outside of the commander is less than 51 cents. I was going to say 50 cents or less, but then I messed up right there. Let's keep going. So it's an incredibly budget-friendly deck with an estimated cost according to Moxfield of just $19.88. So yes, even on a budget, you can definitely pack a punch. With all that said, let's jump into the tactics. So let's start things off with tactic number 1, life and death, because we are going to be gaining life with a lot of different aspects, a lot of different ways to go about it, and one of them is through death, or other means as well, I guess, with Propane Memento, artifact for just 1. Whenever a creature card is put in opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you gain 1 life. So this counts, well, them discarding, this counts them milling, this counts, of course, creatures hitting the graveyard from the battlefield as well. So yeah, for a 1 mana artifact, we can gain a lot of life. And yeah, having a lot of instances of life gain, of course, can help us out a lot, because our commander doesn't care about how much life we gain, just that we are gaining life again and again and again. So finally, Soul's Attendant with a reprint is finally budget-friendly. It's been forever. 1/1 human cleric for a single white mana. Whenever another creature's battlefield, you may gain 1 life. So, whether it's our creatures or our opponents, we are gaining life. On the other end of things, Ashes of the Abhorrent. Enchantment for just 2 mana. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or active abilities from cards in graveyards. That's fine with us, but more importantly, whenever a creature dies, you gain 1 life. So again, any creature dying, not just our own, we are gaining life. Having a lot of instances of life gain out there can really help us out. Moving on, this one does just affect us, but in multiple ways. Daxos. First up, sure, can have a good amount of toughness. On top of that, though, and more importantly, whenever the creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, you gain 1 life. So on either end, we're going to be gaining life. Next up, Dross Harvester. Loss and gain. Protection from white. At the beginning of your end step, you lose 4 life. Oh no! But yeah, we've got plenty of ways to gain life. And also on top of that, whenever a creature dies, you gain 2 life. So any creature dying, not just our own again, will trigger this when gain a certain amount of life with it. We can also finish opponents off with Falkenrath Noble. Whenever another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So again, any creature dying, we are draining and gaining. Then there's Sangromancer. Whenever a creature opponent controls dies, you may gain 3 life. Whenever opponent discards a card, you may gain 3 life. So either way, we are going to be gaining a good amount of life with this throughout the game. Then there's Thieving Amalgam. This one's just really fun. 6/7 Ape Snake, because that's the thing. We give each opponent's upkeep, you manifest the top card of the player's library, so we get a 2/2 face down, essentially, of that card. Whenever a creature you control but don't own dies, its controller loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So yeah, we are going to be utilizing our opponent's creatures and draining our opponents with them. But let's move on to tactic number 2, lend a hand, because our opponents can help us out even more with, Leonin Elder, a great card. 1/1, Cat Cleric for a single white mana. Whenever an artifact comes into play, you may gain 1 life. Again, any artifact coming into play, not just our own. So our opponents, Yeah, all their artifacts, and also doesn't specify non-token. So yes, opponents, go ahead and make your treasures. Go ahead and make your food tokens. Whatever you're making, I'm going to be gaining. Then we've got Angel's Feather. Whenever a player casts a white spell, you may gain 1 life. You're going to see a pattern here. Demon's Horn, black spell. Dragon's Claw, red spell. Golem's Heart. Oh, yeah, let's take a left turn here a little bit. Artifact spell. So yes, that can happen a lot with a lot of decks out there. Kraken's Eye, blue spell. You may gain 1 life. And then finally, Worm's Tooth. Whenever a player casts a green spell, you may gain 1 life. Again, these account for every one spells, not just our own. Obviously, only the white and black ones affect our own spells, which is great. But still, the more and more that we get into play, the more opportunities we have to gain life. Speaking of opportunities, Sun Droplet, gain a lot of life throughout the game. Whenever you're dealt damage, put that many charge counters on Sun Droplet. Beginning of each upkeep, may move a charge counter from it. If you do, you gain 1 life. This one can trigger 4 times with each trip around the table. So your opponents can help you out by dealing damage to you. And you can say, cool, I'm going to gain 4 instances of life. Explore a lot with my commander, and then yeah, probably blow up the board. Next up, Aurum Sprayer, an incredible card. Enchant for just 3 mana. If any creatures attack you, you gain life for each attacking creature, essentially. So yes, go ahead and swing at me, opponents. When you do, I'm going to get so many triggers, gain so much life, make my commander massive, destroy the board, and yeah, just have a good time. And of course, it doesn't have to be you who's getting attacked. Righteous Cause. Whenever a creature attacks, you gain 1 life. It doesn't matter who they are attacking. It can be absolutely anyone, and you're going to be gaining life. So whether you're attacking, your opponent's attacking, it doesn't matter who's attacking. Gain a lot of life. And also, you can gain life when your opponents play lands now. Shattered Angel. 3/3 flying Phyrexian Angel. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under opponent's control, you may gain 3 life. Here's the thing. Yeah, lands enter the battlefield a lot in Commander, whether it's just playing a land in a turn, whether it's ramping, using a fetch land, etc., etc., etc. This can gain us a lot of life throughout the game. And again, the more and more instances of life gain that we have, the better this is going to be. Now, as good as all these cards are, there is one, in my opinion, that stands above the rest, and that is the golden pig of this deck, which is the #1 card out of 99, and that is Retribution of the Ancients, an enchantment for a single black mana. That's right, the best card in this deck is a single black mana. What it does is incredible. Pay a black, remove X+1 counters from creatures you control. Target creature gets -X until end turn. This is insane with this commander because it allows us to manipulate counters. And by doing that, again, for a single black mana, we can say, okay, yeah, I just destroyed the board with my commander getting to 20. Let's remove like 3 counters from my commander, and then give, another creature. Or I can even give my commander -3/-. It does not matter. And then all of a sudden, my commander's ready to go back up to 20 and then wipe the board again. So this just makes it so easy to repeatable board wipe our opponents. Absolutely incredible. Definitely worthy of the title of Golden Pig. But of course, we have other ways to manipulate our commander's powers. Let's move on to attack number 4, Power Adjustments. Blackblade Reforged, a great simple one. Equip creature gets +1 for each land you control. Equip creature 3 for legendary. Yeah, pump your commander again, give it some extra juice, and all of a sudden, you get to that 20 quicker, number 1. Number 2, you can unequip this and say, hey, you know what? All of a sudden, I'm feeling like I'm not as strong. Oh, by the way, I can get back up to 20, wipe the board again. Then there's Horn of Valhalla. This one's quite interesting. First of all, it has a Sorcery Adventure. You can make X/1/1 white soul to creature tokens, which is fantastic. Then the equipped creature gets +1 for each creature you control. So again, a great equipment that can really pump our commander, and also one that can say, you know what, let's just get some creature fodder on the board to really help us out. Moving on, Sanctuary Blade can help us out in multiple ways. Comes attached to a creature, choose a color, +2/+0, and protection from the chosen color. So again, a slight power adjustment, which again, even just a slight power adjustment can be massive. Again, getting our commander to 20, you unequip back down to 18 essentially, and also able to protect it again with that protection from the chosen color. Speaking of protection, Plate Armor. Equip creature gets +3/+3 and has ward 1, so a nice little protection there. And equip 3, or it's going to cost 1 for each other equipment you control. So if you've got, a lot more equipment in play, that's going to be good. Then there's Nykthos Paragon. This one can really, really heat things up. Whenever you gain life with that many counters on each creature you control, there's only once each turn. So there are some ways to gain a good amount of life. If you get a burst of life, cool. Get counters on all your creatures, including your commander. Again, a way to make things even quicker. But now let's go on to attack number 5, Stick Around, because yeah, we are going to be wiping the board, but we want to be maybe a little selfish. We want to ensure that our creatures stick around. Our opponents do not. Frontline Medic is a great one to do so. 3/3, whenever it and at least 2 other creatures attack, creature control gain indestructible until end of turn. You can also sacrifice it to counter an X spell. Cool. More importantly though, again, yeah, just a simple attack with this and our creatures. Our creatures are indestructible now, and all of a sudden, Uh-oh, if I gain life as well, you're all just gone. All those creatures are gone. Mine stick around. Make a stand, a great instant speed spell. 3 mana, creature control +1/+0, get an indestructible until end of turn. Lovely. Reborn Defense is one that can help us out with tokens as well. It's got Populate, creature control get indestructible until end of turn. Again, even if we're not populating any creatures, that's fine. We just say, hey, a one-sided board wipe is much better than a non-one-sided board wipe. So we also have a Selfless Glyphweaver. Exile it, creature control get indestructible until end of turn, so this one can stick around until we absolutely need it. Or the backside if we're desperate, Deadly Vanity. Source for 8 mana, choose a creature or planeswalker, destroy all the creatures and all the planeswalkers. So kind of like what our commander does, essentially. Hey, my commander's fine. Everything else goes away. And then Unbreakable Formation. Creature control get indestructible on end of turn. If you cast during your main phase, you get to counter each of those creatures that gain vigilance on end of turn. So another way to essentially say, hey, you know what? Let's save the team. And if we can cast it during the main phase, awesome. We get an extra benefit for that. We can also bring creatures back, though, too. If we wipe the board and say, oh, you know what? They weren't indestructible. It's okay. We'll bring them back. Command the Dreadhorde. Source for 6 mana. Choose any number of target creatures that are planeswalker cards in graveyards. Deals damage equal to the total converted mana cost those cards to us. We get them all on the battlefield. Again, we've got so many ways to gain so much life. We've got so much life padding. We're going to be fine. We can even steal our opponent's creatures as well with this. Storm of Souls just for our creatures, but it's incredible. Return all creature cards to your grave or the battlefield. Each of them is a 1/1 spirit with flying. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, we don't have really any heavy hitters, not too many heavy hitters in this deck when it comes to like big giant creatures. We really care more about what those creatures do, what their effects are, and by just getting them all back into play for just 6 mana, that is massive. But now we want to do tactic number 6, Feeling Drained, because, yeah, our commander can definitely wipe out our opponents in absolutely no time with commander damage because, well, it's going to get to 20 power quite quickly, quite easily, and then a 21 power to take them out in one shot, but also we can take our opponents out with something like Marauding Blight Priest. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. Again, what we care about with this commander is instances of life gain. Different instances, not just massive bursts of life gain, instances. And when we do that, every single time we gain life, we will be draining too. So we're also going to be running Cliffhaven Vampire. Whenever you gain life, you opponent, each opponent loses 1 life. Same thing, the exact same thing. That is what we care about. We care about draining our opponents. And so we're also going to be running Epicure of Blood. Yeah, it does the exact same thing. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. So again, having different instances of this in play can really help us drain our opponents in absolutely no time. And again, if they're not taken out by our commander, they're going to be taken out by these. But of course, to do all this, we need cards to help us out. So we're going to be drawing them with Dawn of Hope. Whenever you gain life, you can pay 2 if you do draw a card. Again, we've got so many instances of life gain. Great, we can keep drawing cards. We can also make creature fodder as well for 4 mana. Make a 1/1 soldier with lifelink, which again can help us gain life too. Sign in Blood. Target player draws 2 cards, lose 2 life. 2 cards for 2 life is a deal I will make any day. Transmogrant's Crown. This one's creature gets +2/+0. So again, another power adjustment for our commander. So keep that in mind. Top of that, whenever creature dies, draw a card. So a great way to say, hey, you know what? We're going to be drawing some cards with our creature fodder. Gate to the Afterlife can also help us out too. Whenever a non-token creature control dies, you gain 1 life. Then you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So yet another way to dig down into our deck and also gain life. Read the Bones, scry 2, draw 2, lose 2. Definitely a great card when it comes to getting the cards that you need. Your Temple's under attack. Yet another way to give our creatures indestructible to turn our commander into a one-sided board wipe. Absolutely huge. Or make a friend. Target opponent is going to draw 2 cards, and we also draw 2 cards too. Ambitions cost, draw 3, lose 3. Ancient Craving, the exact same thing. Siphon Mind, hey, remember those cards that, help us out when our opponents are discarding? Well, now we also get to force them to discard with Siphon Mind. Everyone else discards a card. We draw a card for each card discard that way. So most of the time it's going to be, hey, you all discard, and I draw 3. Thank you so much. But perhaps the best draw in this deck is Well Lost Dreams. Whenever you gain life, you can pay X, where X is less than or equal to the amount of life you gain. If you do draw X cards, yeah, this is going to keep our hand full and then some. But now we want to do tag number 8, Get Out of Here, because outside of our commander just wiping the board again and again and again, yeah, we need some other more pinpoint ways to deal with things. Cathar Commander, a great 1/3/1 with flash, pay 1, sacrifice to a target artifact or enchantment. Despark, exile a permanent mana value 4 or greater. Yeah, the bigger permanents are usually the ones that you really care about, though Generous Gift can get rid of anything. Destroy target permanent. They get a 3/3 elephant. Congratulations on your elephant! Which actually might help me gain life with one of my cards. Maybe like a Soul's Attendant. Anyways, next up, Oblation, another flexible spell. The owner target all my opponent shovels in their library, then draws 2 cards. So again, in desperation, it's like, yeah, I'll give you 2 cards for getting rid of that disgusting thing. Or if you need to draw some cards yourself, get rid of your own thing. Crush Contraband, exile an artifact, exile an enchantment, return to us, basically exact same thing as well. Then there's Cleansing Nova, a flexible board wipe. Choose 1 to destroy all creatures, destroy all artifacts and enchantments depending on the situation that you're in. Choose the one that helps you out most. Austere Command, though, even more flexible. Choose 2 to destroy all artifacts, enchantments, big creatures, small creatures, whatever you need to do it to set yourself up to win. But now let's go to tactic number 9, powering up, because yeah, we need some mana to actually do all this. And first up, there's Wayfarer's Bauble. Pay 2 tap, sacrifice, go get a basic into play, tap. Everflowing Chalice, a very flexible mana rock. 2 mana, it's can tap for 1, 4, tap for 2, etc., etc. Charcoal Diamond, enters the battlefield, tap, taps for a black. Marble Diamond, exact same thing, but taps for a white. Felwar Stone, usually can tap for each of our colors. Incredibly efficient, incredibly effective. Mind Stone, just taps for a colorless, but again, we're just in a 2-color deck. We've got enough mana fixing. We are fine. Pay 1 tap, sacrifice to draw a card. Orzhov Obsidian, a couple of, are fixing though too. Pay 1 tap for our guild's colors. Prismatic Lens, can either tap for our colors or can help us filter mana if we really need to. Pristine Talisman, a mana rock that's going to be giving us some life too. Tap for a colors, you gain 1 life. Yeah, this can help say a lot with our commander. And then we've got finally Paradise Plume. Enters the battlefield, choose a color. Whenever a player casts a spell chosen color, you may gain 1 life. Tap at 1 mana chosen color. So again, this might not be the most efficient mana rock, but again, it can gain us an absurd amount of life throughout the game. But now that we've talked about every single non-land card in this deck, let's go over some great lands quickly. First up, Kabira Crossroads, enters battlefield tapped, gained us 2 life, taps for a white mana. Yeah, another instance of life gain, just not even taking a spot in our deck, really. That is pretty fantastic. Radiant Fountain, ETBs, gain 2, and it can tap for a colorless. Then there's Scout Barons, enters the battlefield, just gain 1 life, but again, the amount really doesn't matter. The fact that we're gaining life is what matters. This can tap for either of our colors. So we're also running Seraph Sanctuary, enters battlefield, gain 1 life. Don't worry about the angel thing, really, but it can tap for a colors as well. And then finally, Rogue's Passage, a way to get our commander through. Typically, our commander can get herself through, though, because of the, wiping the board again and again and again. But yeah, just in case, hey, pay 4 and tap our creature can be blocked this turn, so our commander can get through and take our opponents down. But now this episode is coming to a close. It's time for me to hear from you in the comments below, so let me know what your thoughts are on this deck and this commander. And if you are interested in this deck, make sure you check out that deck list link in the description below. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.